Hi, this is Flair from Gaming Embers, and you're listening to the Escape Pod cast. This episode is recorded in front of a live Twitch audience, and I guess I'll hand the keys back over. Anyways, take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. But with both having decades of hosting experience under their belt, the one thing we are sure of is you will be entertained. This is the Escape Pod cast, a weekly look into the mobile game Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the Nerdy Network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod cast.
Don't you mean this bi-weekly edition, Paul?
No, we're still a weekly show, of course, except for next week for Thanksgiving. We just cover Galaxy of Heroes every other episode, so you and I don't burn out.
All right. You have a point, but back to this episode, Paul. Do you know what happened this week?
I do, and I've been in the dark on its content, except for the picture that I saw since Wednesday.
Oh, yes, it's time for another road ahead.
And I've been told, and it looks like a big road ahead as well.
Oh, it's definitely one of the biggest.
It's so big. You and I haven't even booked an interview. We want to make sure we have time enough to cover everything.
We will read through it for the first time and give our opinions along the way.
As we always do. Let's hope that it truly is a good one.
We shall see. Sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're bad.
Well, have you seen any spoilers yet?
Just the spoiler about the hyperdrive bundle.
Oh, was it a good spoiler?
All I have heard points to yes, so I'm feeling optimistic for this road ahead.
Oh my God, Nev's optimistic, guys. Careful. Nev, are we going to even fit Patreon's choice into the show?
I have no idea. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod cast news.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod cast. I'm your host, the Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, it's going to be a good one. You're looking forward to today?
I am looking forward to today. I was about to jump in there and thank Darknar and Dr. Feelgood for both subscribing. We're another minute away from a possible hype train, which if we do, we will acknowledge at the end of the hype train, but let's see how far we can go with it. It'd be great. Anyway, yes, this is a very, very exciting one because it's the Road Ahead edition. You and I don't read the Road Ahead until show day. We try to cover our ears and go la 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 la.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a video as well, but that's not. It's not. The videos aren't for the Road Ahead. The videos were for the State of the Galaxies, I think. So
right.
There was no video because I thought we'd have a video to watch as well, but no, this is Road Ahead, not a State of the Galaxy. So,
but it certainly intrigues me because the one thing, when it gets posted onto Discord, it'll take an image and give you a thumbnail of an image from the post, and it's about. All I know is that it's about the new territory battle. All you know is that something has happened to the hyperdrive bundle, and we're going to get into each of those.
I mean, I know a couple of other things that are in it from just seeing conversations. There's stuff in there about gear, and I didn't know that. Something with the hyperdrive bundle, and there's something, obviously, something about. Obviously, there was going to be something about territory battles because that's going to drop next month at some point. We assume. because they kept on saying it's going to be the year. So I guess we'll find out what the hopefully we'll find out. Hopefully there's a timeline for it.
Yeah,
it'd be nice.
We'll definitely
if
find
they
out.
put a timeline in there
because it is November.
Like it. You're gonna like it. Trust me.
It is November, so if it is coming out before the end of the year, next month is it.
Yeah. They'll probably do something like drop it on the anniversary, drop it on the 15th. Like, here you go. This is what it is. Oh, sorry. Sorry. While we're away, you can't do anything because, I'm just dreading the relic barrier that they're going to put on that.
I hope not. I hope that the new territory battle will have an entry level into it, and then it gets balls hard.
They cover all that.
Okay.
I'm just worried that, with the light side GOTB being as hard as it is, that they're going to make it harder than the light side GOTB. That's my only concern. Although
that's what she said.
I have taken steps. I have taken steps to alleviate that today. So if there's anybody from my guild in chat, apologies. But I'm switching guilds.
Oh, jeez.
I'm switching guilds.
Well, that's a great way to tell people. Oh, by the way, if you're a listener of the show and you're in my guild, see ya, sucker.
No, it's not see ya, sucker. It's look, I may be apathetic towards the game recently. Well, I've only been apathetic for a couple months, but the one thing
only a couple months
done, the one thing, I mean, I still take, guild instructions, and goals and all of that. Seriously, territory wars, yeah, casual. We don't care. But territory battles, everybody's still got to, pull their weight and do everything and get all of the, and so I was a little bit annoyed and a little bit miffed, really, that we only got 2 stars, only 2 stars on the middle section for the Dark Side GTB, and I'm like, what's going on here? We always get 3s in the first 3 the first 3 instances, and yet we didn't get max. So I'm like, okay, that tells me all I need to know. There's not enough people in the guild pulling their weight.
Why aren't
which
you?
I do kind of understand. We don't have a full guild of 50, and people have been pulling back, and
I know
territory battles. I still like to take territory battles seriously. So
I know what you're going to ask, Bob, and we've offered, and he needs to have more oomph going. Yeah,
I knew that. I thought maybe you'd already kicked him out by now.
No. I had Scotty in the guild before we kicked him out.
Sorry,
of an airlock.
Okay.
So
I was going to ask why you weren't in Paul's guild yet.
And you haven't before. We've tried to get you in.
But because for some reason I'm still a very wanted person. Basically a couple months ago, while I was still, before the apathy kicked in, everything was fine. Guild had 50, everybody did, territory wars was casual, nobody cared. As long as you joined and set something on defense, we didn't care if we got first or second, because it was just, we don't care. But territory battles was always, supposed to be the serious aspect. And at that time, a couple of people got in touch with me and said, do you want to come join our guild? And I was like, well, I'm happy with my guild. Everything's going fine. It's ticking along. Don't want to rock the apple cart. So I didn't rock the apple cart. And but I still had offers. And I said, look, you're not going to want me because I'm only going to move if I can bring both my accounts with me. And you need to understand that I don't take territory wars seriously. So don't be saying, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that, because when it comes to territory wars, don't care. Don't care.
There's
really, really don't care. So
there's your answer.
But I will take everything else seriously. So yeah.
I feel you on that.
Let's do update notes and then get into the road ahead. Update notes for the 9th. We weren't here last week. Instead, it was the MSF podcast. By the way, Bob, pass along congrats to your namesake, by the way.
Thanks,
you guys
man.
did great.
And I've said this a million times, but I appreciate you for letting me do it. And we had a blast, and I can't wait to see how it goes. But it was a good time, man.
2 weeks from tonight, you guys will be back. We're swapping for December. We're swapping the weeks that we each take.
And are we off both shows for Thanksgiving? Are we still doing a show?
No show next week.
No show next week.
No show next week.
Okay, so we all know now.
So, all right. Kyle Katarn has been added to the list of extra crispy characters, along with Dash Rendar. Bush Leia became farmable, and they announced that the Hyperdrive sale will be back 50% off on November 16th to celebrate the upcoming 7th anniversary of Galaxy of Heroes. And then they also say if you purchase the Hyperdrive bundle between November 9th and November 16th, you'll receive the difference in crystals at a later date. Different bunch of bug fixes and stuff like that. Let's move along to the update on 11.16, and it's just bug fixes. They did update Hondo's unique description to match the statistical gains in the gameplay that are actually gotten from that. So, Damien Dog, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for following, by the way. So, it's I'm excited for this, Neil. What were your thoughts when you heard that there was a road ahead?
Well, we've had so many of them. It's 7 years, This year's gone quick. This year, from 6 to 7, it does feel, like it's gone really, really fast, faster than previous years. I'm not quite sure why, but it does feel that way. So we'll just have to wait and see. I don't have any particular feelings that we have a road ahead one way or not. I'm not that fussed. It's great to be informed of stuff that they're doing over the next few months. So, yeah, let's get on with it.
All right. So, hi, Holotable Heroes. Welcome to the November Road Ahead. By the way, this was posted by Crumb. Below, you'll find all that you could wish for in regards to our 7th anniversary celebration. An update on the new territory battle, a sneak peek at gear economy update, and Dr. Aphra. Hey, there we go. So we're getting the 3 things that, including Dr. Aphra, we're getting the 3 things that we were hoping for. So far, so good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your continued journey in Galaxy of Heroes, and as always, we look forward to sharing the latest updates with you and hearing your feedback. Without further ado, grab a snack, kick back, and put on your reading glasses. So in celebration, they have a lot more. Let's see. We have a lot in store for you, from free things to great deals. Here's just a snippet of what you can look forward to. Free inbox gift, portrait, and title. We get that every year. Free calendar of mod slicing materials and requirements for Jabba the Hutt. So are we getting shards of Leia and Lando? That'll help me.
It'll be Gamoosh. Come on, it's going to be Gamorrean Guard shards.
They gave out Hondo shards in the web store. Okay,
keep reading. I think it tells you. But yeah, we are. Spoiler alert, we are.
They're going to have crystal promos, double drops from the 24th through the 28th. All light side, dark side, mod, cantina, fleet, everything double drops. Yay! Bring back the 8.
Bring back the 8. Yes, damn right. Bring back the 8. It's been like 3 years. It's been like 2-3 years.
No. It's 2 years because we got the 8 during EA sit and spin play or whatever it was. Play and stay or sit and spin. We got that, and it lasted for a week, and then they took it back away.
I remember they took it away again. Yeah,
All right, special Jawa deals Trove packs. The Trove pack. Do you remember what that was?
I honestly, off the top of my head, no, I can't remember.
It's the 330 shards, isn't it?
330 shards of one recently released character.
They do that. They do that every. They do that every 15th of December, and occasionally they do it also on Star Wars Day. They have, on occasion, they have done it on both Star Wars Day and on the 15th. So it's a great 2 times thing to happen, especially if you're new to the game, because there's that many characters. So it makes it even more worthwhile to spend the 5K in crystals to get a guaranteed 330.
Yeah,
It's also half price. It's only 2,500 crystals this time.
Really?
Oh, really? Is it? Oh, wow. I might have to do it just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
Does it say right there who's in it?
I haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay,
so
all right, I'll be quiet.
Well, computer, you can follow along with us,
I guess, since I'm the computer.
Relic offers a brand new pack focused on Razor Crest, Tano, Maul, Boba Fett, and Boba Fett, Scion of Django. So, Dad bod Boba.
Yep, Dad bod Boba.
Is this... let's see if there's more, but my speculation right now on this brand new pack focused on these 4 things is that as they get past a year and a half, maybe they're going to start offering a pack where you can get shards of any of the conquest units in the past year and a half. You're not guaranteed, because they didn't say a brand new packs. They said 1 pack. And then, of course,
see.
And more. We're getting in our inbox 1/20th of a full Omicron.
Oh my God. Oh, steady on CG. 1 times Omicron. Pushing the boat out there a little bit, aren't you?
More than 1 1/4 Zetas.
Makes no sense. Why the quarter?
15 Omega ability materials. It differs depending on what you're going after. 5 character shards. 5 Boosh Leia. 5 Aura Singh. 5 Skiff Guard. 5 Chrysanthemum. So no Skiff. Oh no, there is Skiff Lando.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
Okay, so everything going after Jabba. They really are pushing. I saw somebody say this earlier. They really are pushing Jabba as like the first GL for players, because they're all farmable. There's no real legends in there except for Skywalker.
Yeah.
So, 1 million credits, 1 million ship building materials, 1 million ship credits, 250 data cache currency.
Yeah, that's really going to do a lot, isn't it?
We get
if they why not 1 million? They should have just done 1 million.
We get 2 Carbontes, 2 stun guns, 2 droid collars, 2 biotech implants. A fairly hefty pull of the first 3 relic datas. Enough for at least
100.
For at least
good, yeah.
For at least the first. You can probably take somebody to relic 3 with that. 80 bronzium wiring, so we're getting Jawa scavenger pieces, bronzium wiring, chromium transistor, rhodium heatsink, electrum conductor, and we are getting some Zinbiddle cards, which is 7, gear 7,
nice.
or relic 7. So, the Jabba event has great mod materials, and you can attack it twice each time. Avant saying that, yes, and that is very true. They did re-release Smuggler's Run, or whatever it's called in the events, that only takes Jabba and his buddies.
Smuggler's Run 2.
Smuggler's Run 2, exactly. Electric Boogaloo.
Go see it.
We're getting a bunch of the mod slicing materials, bonding pins, fusion discs, power flow control chips, enough to probably take a mod all the way. No, not there's not enough
no,
of
no,
the
no. It'll take one from it'll take a You can do a 6E.
You can.
It'll let you do a 6E.
Yeah, exactly. But they do have stuff for later on, but there's still pieces needed. And then, Neil, 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards.
Exactly. The most important thing to remember, don't screw with tradition. You don't screw with tradition.
The 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards is what's kept the game going.
3 Clone Wars Chewie shards has been as a reward since day one. And,
Voninator says, I don't know about any of the free stuff, but the one Omicron mat was such a slap in the face, they shouldn't have bothered putting one in. Hopefully the one is a typo.
Yeah, like 10 would be sufficient.
I think that one is just, it's, I mean, what, like 5 or 10 or 50 or 20, just one would have been nice. A whole one would have been really nice. They've done 1 1/4 Zeta. I think 1 Omicron would have been quite nice.
Or at least a half an Omicron. I can get behind 10.
Half an Omicron would have been nice. Just one, literally one. And the drop rate for these things in the cantina sucks anyway. I mean, I've been, I was on 19, right, for the entire week before GAC started on my alt account, and I'm thinking it'd be really, really nice if I could just get this one more so that I could put the 3rd Omicron on Starkiller an entire week. 3 100 refreshes every single day for a week, and it didn't drop one single Omicron. So the drop rate for that stuff is disgusting.
Oh, it very much is.
Yeah.
If you get an Omicron, don't bother buying a pack, because you will not get 330 shards ever if you've ever gotten an Omicron. No, I've gotten 330 a B1 and I got an Omicron. I think I've gotten 2 total. But hey, remember, there's a chance it could drop 2 during double drops.
Mm-hmm.
2 times 0.
But
Still 0.
But Omicrons are so there's so many now that they could have gave us 10 or 20.
Yeah, and that's my issue. Is they do the upgrades. They add Omicrons to existing players in the game, to existing characters and toons in the game. But there is an Omicron for ever since they've introduced Omicrons. Every new character introduced to the game has had an Omicron, whether it's territory battles or territory wars or Conquest or GAC. Every single new character has had one. And then roughly about the same time, they upgrade someone's.
Yeah.
So there are that many characters with them that they should be dropping Omicrons now at the same rate that they're dropping Zetas. Because they keep bringing in these characters that require 3. Starkiller, 3. We know that, what is it? The Inquisitor, Grand Inquisitor, 3. They keep bringing these special characters in that require like 2 or 3 of them. So
I'm sure
it's going to get to a point where people are like, there's that much choice. They need to start dropping them like Zetas. They really, really do.
I am sure that Aphra's going to have 3.
Oh, she's definitely going to have 3.
So
she'll definitely have 3. Yeah.
Those type of characters always have 3.
All right. Let's take a quick break because we're about to get it. Let's, since we know what we're getting, let's hear about the future in just a moment. We'll take a quick break. We're here the entire show. And we've got lots more to talk about right here on the Escape Pod cast.
Are you like us and play more than one mobile game? Well, we have good news. The Escape Podcast has expanded its lineup.
There's the flagship Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes show every first and third Friday with Paul Anthony and the Nav.
And the Marvel Strike Force show on the second and fourth Fridays with Flair, Kyle, and Nick.
Join our Discord to stay up to date with these and our additional shows produced under the Nerdy Network flag.
Everything happens live on the Escape Pod. Cast Twitch channel, or you can catch up on what you missed on our YouTube channel or your favorite podcast app.
Thanks for listening to the Escape Pod Cast. Be nice to each other, damn it. HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
You're listening to the Escape Pod Cast.
Now, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're deep into the road ahead, so let's go back to it.
I'm excited for this, Neil. New territory battle update. I'll try to read this as quick as possible here. The new territory battle draws near following the exciting yet ominous rise of the Empire in the period between Star Wars Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars A New Hope. So it's set in pretty much the same timeline that everything good is coming from, with the exception of Mandalorian.
Excuse me?
Kind of got that the wrong way around, but I'll let you have it. I'll let it slide.
I disagree. But let's agree to disagree. A New Hope, this event has more zones than previous territory battles and will evolve over time. It's modular, I think is what we said, with new bonus zones. More information on bonus zones, their rewards, and how they are accessed will be coming in the future. As there's no dark or light side restriction to the territory battle, it will be available to select during any territory battle window, which means that you can run the new territory battle twice a month if your guild feels up to the challenge.
That's the kicker, isn't it? That's where it is. If your guild feels up to the challenge. There's ominous. This very ominous language there.
Oh, by the way, during the break, I really have to mention Al Bundy's line. He said, "Everyone's upset about the one Omicron, but I'm sitting here because I'm sitting here angry because I have to sit and look at the Grand Inquisitor's bald head for the next 35 days."
Avant was saying the same thing the other day. It's funny.
So, as there's no if they feel up to the challenge, including furthermore, players will be able to utilize their entire roster. We've heard that before.
Yeah, we have heard that before. We heard that before with challenges. We heard that before with Conquest.
And we still don't have ships in Conquest. Including all territory battle Omicrons whenever playing this event. Guilds currently earning higher level rewards from Geo, Separatist Might, and Republic Offensive should expect to be well suited for success.
Okay. That makes me hopeful then.
Yep. In the new territory battle. While it can vary greatly from guild to guild, we expect guilds to generally move to this territory battle when they're earning around 20 stars on light side and getting close to max stars on dark side.
Okay,
where most of us are.
That's good. Yeah.
That's just right.
I like that. That's good.
Let me I'm going to peek real quick at Yavin 4's we keep our records here. So we're getting 25 on light side and 32. So yeah, we're definitely ready to tackle this in Yavin 4.
You're ready to move on to it. Yeah.
So, let's see where I was.
Just like other
territory battles, this map will have a special group of heroes that gain additional bonuses when used in any battle. Light side looks to be the crew from Rogue One and Old Ben. The Rebellious Persistence, Jyn Erso, K2SO, Old Ben, and Bodhi. Ha! Bodhi gets something.
Finally.
Yeah, but let's not
get carried away,
overzealous with this, because let's not get too carried away, because we've had bonuses before, and the bonuses that certain characters get, whether it's territory battles or territory wars, still don't mean squat without, when you're up against, squads in that territory battle that have got a massive amount of bonuses already. It's like they get a bonus, they get bonuses for everything, and these handful of characters get just enough bonuses to cancel out a little bit of that. But yeah, so I'm not going to get carried away with any of these extra, because people aren't going to go nuts on these characters. They'll still stick with their, stalwart squads, regardless of what the territory battle is.
They get 50% more potency and deal additional damage equal to 35% of their potency. And when a buff expires, they gain 2% offense up to 100. So whenever a buff expires,
allies gain 2%. All allies gain 2%. Not they gain 2%. All allies gain 2%.
That is true. So, putting in Obi-Wan Kenobi with your light side Jedi with Jedi Master Luke. Mm. Think of that.
Yeah, putting old Ben in with JML is definitely going to be advantageous. That's for sure. Jyn Erso, K2SO, and Bodhi, they're all going to be on a Rogue One team. Let's be honest.
And so the Radis team's going to be really good because a lot of those guys are on it, and that team's scary on all modes. So,
yeah, there'll be the Radis squad's clearly going to get a bunch of bonuses.
Mixed Jabba the Hutt, Hondo, Aphra, Kira, and Ahsoka Tano. I wish that they would put these people with actual neutral tags. Back alley deals. Whenever this character calls other allies to assist, which Hondo does, which Aphra, I believe, is going to do, and we know that Jabba the Hutt does, they gain 20% turn meter, and the assisting ally deals 20% more damage. Whenever this character attacks out of turn, attack again. So Hondo with the ally call twice, not bad.
Bob, do a check on Kira and Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum if they actually have a special that calls an assist.
Yeah, sure. On it.
All right. And Dark Side, the Grand Inquisitor, second sister, third sister Reva, who you'll earn in the territory battle, we already know. Lord Vader gets, just what we need. Something on a galactic legend. They did it also with Jabba the Hutt. I know, but Lord Vader, come on. Lord Vader didn't need any more help.
That hardly seems fair. There's no light side one, but there's a mixed and a dark side GL. That sucks.
Yet. Remember, it's modular.
The thing is that as they introduce more characters and as they change tags and factions, as they inevitably do when they're reworking characters or bringing new ones in, the characters that get these bonuses can they'll probably get tweaked and changed a little bit. It wouldn't surprise me, just in order to keep up with the times, I guess.
Krennic and Gar Saxon also get this. It's the Might of the Empire. Whenever this character uses an ability on their turn, they recover 5% health and protection and deal bonus damage equal to 2% of the character's max health to all enemies. Putting that on the Grand Inquisitor, holy crap. Especially with him gaining max health.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be crazy if it's implemented and works as intended. WAI. They're still
depending on how hard the opposition is, of course. Yeah. You got to take that into account.
These are still in balance
testing. Remember when Lightside GOTB first came out and people were going in there with maxed out rays and they were just getting their butts handed to them. Everyone's like, what is the point? If I can take a full team in maxed out and it's getting destroyed in wave 1 of 4. Because that was a major bugbear when Lightside GOTB first came out. The amount of maxed out teams that were just getting absolutely creamed in that first, and everyone's like, if it's getting creamed here, what's it going to be like in the second phase, the third phase, or the fourth phase?
By the way, they did put a note. These are still in balance testing, subject to change. Other units may be added to these lists prior to release.
There we go.
Or in the future. So once again, modular. Careful planning.
Bob, hang on. Bob. The Kira and Ahsoka question.
Okay, so as far as Fulcrum goes, there's no assisting, but maybe when she does the whirlwind and she attacks more times the more buffs there are, do you think that counts?
No. So she doesn't call to us. So she's been given a back alley deal, which is a bonus that gives her 20% turn meter, despite the fact that she can't call anyone to assist.
But whenever this character attacks out of turn, they attack again. So they've given Fulcrum 2 hits. And she does...
It doesn't say attack out of turn. It says call other allies to assist.
The first one does, yes.
Allies to assist. Ahsoka does not call... That's what Bob just said.
What's the next sentence, though?
Assist.
The next sentence says whenever this character, Ahsoka Tano, Dr. Aphra, Hondo, Jabba, attack again.
Does counterattack count?
Yes, if that would be out of turn, so she would get 2 hits.
Yes, okay, but she's not getting a 20% turn meter because she's not calling allies to assist. So they've included a character that's going to get back alley deals that does not call allies to assist.
Well, other units may be added to these lists prior to release or in the future.
Yeah, what about Kira, Bob? Did you check out Kira? Does she? I can't remember if she called somebody to assist.
Her little ninja kick, I think it's her A3, deal physical damage and call another target ally to assist, if the ally is a scoundrel.
Yeah. So Jabba, Hondo, Doc Aphra, and Kira, you can call an ally to assist, and then you're going to get that 20% turn meter. But you're not going to get that with Ahsoka. So were they even looking? I mean, were they even looking at her kit when they're like, oh yeah, let's include Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum in this?
Probably. Well, I think she gets counterattack, so maybe that's
the counterattacks. She will attack. Yeah. She will counterattack twice.
And that's fine. That where it says whenever this character attacks out of turn, attacks again. That's that. But it's not all of back alley deals. You
not
can
all of it. No,
it all you like. It's not all of it.
There's plenty of things that don't apply to everything. But we'll move on here in the sake of time. What to expect? Battle across the galaxy in 6 phases. So it's back to 6 days.
Hang on a minute. You missed careful planning around character usage is aligned.
As well as platoons and mission requirements will be of utmost importance. We highly recommend you get your Jabba the Hutt, Inquisitors, Scythe, and Dr. Aphra geared up and ready to go for this event, as they will be required for certain missions within the territory battle. That's fine with me.
Yeah, that's no different. That's been a staple of territory battles, Hoth and Geo. That's always happened, hasn't it?
By the way, Jedi Rules, thank you for the subscription and the gift sub that you just gave out. What were you going to say, Bob?
So I have a question about planning, because it's talking about careful planning. So when you and Daenerys and whoever gets together for these things, is it going to be a point where each character, or I'm sorry, each player, you're like, okay, Bones, you take light side and neutral?
I don't know yet.
Because if you think about it, you can use dark side and light side in the neutral area, but you don't want to spread yourself too thin. So you might have to send some people and tell some people don't go to dark side, and you might have to individually tell people to go down light side and neutral.
Yeah. You're thinking the MSF route of how things are done. I understand that, but I think it's going to be spread out across the entire thing.
It's going to be fun.
I don't think that you're handcuffed once you go down a route, like you are in MSF. All right. Battle across the galaxy in 6 phases, earning rewards like the new exclusive Third Sister Reva shards and the new Guild Event Token 3 currency.
God, another currency.
So it is, we are getting a Get 3. I look forward to the ships.
You know what? I think I think that they'll be sneaky. I think because of this new, I think they'll put they'll put stuff in the Guild Event Token 3 store to deliberately try and make you want to drain that currency. I put money on it. They put Cam in there. I bet you they put Cam
I
in
hope
there.
so. I hope so. Because I'm finished with Cam. Screw Cam.
I'm sick of Cam. It's time. Move on.
They will probably put Watt and Cam in Guild Event 2 tokens, because they did that with the units from the Hoth battles with Guild Event 2. So, can we buy Omicrons with Get 3? That would be nice too.
Yeah.
We need to be able to buy them from a store.
But can you get Guild Event Tokens 1? That's what I wonder, because you still need those. Some people still do.
We do not know.
Let's not forget, they did put Omicrons in the Shard store when they initially released them, and then very, very, very quickly removed them because they're like, oh, crap, yeah. People have got hundreds of thousands of that currency, and people just started buying. I remember Zareth and Solo were like, get your butt into that store and buy those Omicrons now.
The return to 6 phases allows us to create more phases of content, which, you get 6 phases instead of 4, and provides a consistent experience for timing of each phase. If you are a member of Yevon 4 and you're listening to this, you're going to have 24 hours, not 36. Get your together.
Yeah, come on, guys. Step it up.
Zones are divided across 3 paths: light side, dark side, and mixed. Each zone features iconic planets or locations, as well as mixed platoons and deployments. Battles are shortened to 2 encounters each. If you don't have enough time to get your CMs in when they're 2 encounters, anyway,
that's not bad. I mean,
what do you guys think of that?
2 encounters is better than 4. But yeah, damn right, 2 encounters is a hell of a lot better than 4. Your battles are going to be over a lot faster. You only have to worry
especially when they wipe you especially when they wipe you before you get a chance to take a turn.
Exactly.
Your battles go way faster.
Especially when you get annihilated, yeah.
And utilize new existing planet modifiers akin to those in Conquest and Galactic Challenge. They love their artifacts. If you see something in the data mine that says artifact, that is not something that Dr. Aphra is going after. That is your modifiers. That happens in both Conquest and Challenges, and we see it. So, light side zones are including Coruscant, Braca. We got somebody bleeding in. We have Coruscant, Braca, Kashyyyk, Lothal, the Ring of Kafrene, and Scarif. That I'm looking forward to seeing Lothal.
Shouldn't Coruscant be bad? Dark side?
Well, if you're starting on Coruscant.
Coruscant shouldn't be dark side. Coruscant should be light side. Yeah, it should
Coruscant
be light side.
is home to the Empire, but it's also home to a lot of nicer people, too.
But it's home of the Empire, so dark side.
Yeah, but the Galactic Republic was on Coruscant for, thousands of years. The Empire had control of it for, a few decades. So, yes, no contest.
Mixed alignment zones. Corellia, Felucia, Felucia, Tatooine, Kessel, Vandor, and Hoth. I think anytime that we go from phase 2 to phase 3, if this is the correct order, we have to say Felucia for the mixed zone.
Felucia. Yeah, definitely.
And dark side planets, Mustafar, Geonosis, Dathomir, Haven-class medical station, Malachor, and the Death Star.
See, 2 of those aren't even planets, so why not just say dark side locations? Okay? Sorry to be so pedantic.
Instead of zones, they use zones for light side and mixed. They should have also said zone for dark side.
They should have just said zones, yeah.
Players can expect to see some classic encounters as well, like the Patraki Arena monster battles from Geonosis. Success across the territory battles will require strategic thinking around which teams and characters to use in light, dark, and mixed paths. So you may be right, Bones. Furthermore, guild coordination will be more important than ever with the wide variety of new content available at launch. Oh my gosh. Looking at these...
I can't even read that thing.
I can.
Ugh. Are we going over this? I don't think
I'm just looking at it.
I still can't read it.
Because it's a smaller image. I'm sorry.
The Bones, sort the monitors out. I can't read what's on the monitor.
I got you, man. Enhance.
Yeah, it's not working. It's not working.
You'll get on light side, you'll get Jedi allies. Jedi allies have plus 40% tenacity, 40% chance to gain foresight at the start of their turn. That's nice. It'll add 25% tenacity and 20% critical avoidance. And level 3 adds 30% protection recovery per turn and an additional 20% foresight chance, 60% chance that your Jedi in the light side are going to earn the going to earn the bonuses or earn the foresight. I mean, it looks like it's going to be fun. Once again, this is the first time that I've read this, but I love the platoons. But notice that there are only 5 platoon bonus phases. They're letting you play with your toys at the 6th phase. You're not having to sacrifice for that. I believe.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. Subject to change is in this post. Yeah. So, just having that one line means you can write everything off.
Yeah. Third sister, as we mentioned before, Inquisitors play a significant role in the rise of the Empire. This new territory battle reflects that and will reward a brand new unit, Reva, being a territory battle acquired unit. Third sister's power level is aimed to be similar to the Grand Inquisitor, challenging galactic legends in Grand Arena through her Omicron abilities. Reva's going to have Omicrons. While Grand Inquisitor builds as the battle progresses, Third Sister is impatient and comes out swinging. I love that. She will also be a tank, providing Inquisitor squads with flexible compositions. So you can have you could have Reva as a tank on one Inquisitor squad in 3v3 and then second in another one. Not bad. With the caveat she's still undergoing balance passes, her leader ability Zeta tier will start all enemies with 5 stacks of Purge. Teamed with the Grand Inquisitor and his version of Patience, all enemies will be starting at max Purge stacks, which is 6, allowing Inquisitor teams under her to impose on the enemy team quickly. Taking inspiration from her backstory as seen in Obi-Wan, the first time Reva is defeated, she revives with hatred.
That's hilarious.
This will allow her to self-revive a second time during the battle, making her a tough target to take down. I love it.
It would have been more amusing. It would have been more meme-ish if they'd had Reva can't be defeated by Lord Vader or Darth Vader.
Well, no,
that would have been more interesting.
They should have given it. They should add this to the Grand Inquisitor that he revives the first time he's defeated. Hello, episode 1 of Obi-Wan.
No, because we got the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels. We didn't get the Grand Inquisitor from the show.
Right, but he was defeated by Reva.
They modeled it on the Rebels one, didn't they? They didn't model it on the Obi-Wan one, didn't they?
They modeled his look. After that, they modeled his abilities in the game.
It was both. So it was a mixture of both.
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Yeah. They also gave us information about Hoth and Geonosis. As we mentioned in the last Road Ahead, we will update the gear rewards of the existing Hoth and Geonosian territory battles with the release of the Rise of the Empire territory battle. That's the new name of it. RE. So instead of dark side, light side, it's RETB. RETB. There will be an increase in the lower star rewards, which will smooth out the ramp up to the top prizes. These changes are intended to help newer and lower power level guilds get caught up. That's nice. But still preserve clear incentive to push for higher star totals. These are in addition to the changes below. Read on for exciting news. And we'll publish these changes to the forums as we get closer to launching the new territory battle. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Gear updates. I'm reading this because this is gear, and you know how
this is the best part.
I've been with you know how critical I have been of CG regarding their phase 1, their phase 2, and their phase 3. So
all right. So
okay.
Actually, why don't we take our break right now?
Mm-hmm.
There is one thing that I was spoiled on. That Sana Staros is coming to the game, so therefore that has a story time about Sana, and we're going to talk about that and more right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards, including after-show access, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is Patreon.com, YouTube.com/The Escape Pod and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Back to school. The Escape Pod, cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with Uncle Thad and the Escape Podcast for kids. Tonight we're going to look at the final character requirement to unlock Dr. Aphra. We've already talked about Hondo Onaka. I mean, how could we not? We discussed the dynamic duo of 000 and BT1. So today we're going to talk about the final link in the chain, Sana Staros. Sana Staros is a human female who lived during the Galactic Civil War. Born on the infamous smuggler moon of Nar Shaddaa, Sana was just one in a long line of Staroses, dating all the way back to the end of the High Republic era, where scientist Avon Staros, so that was 200-ish years, which I guess really isn't that long. But I digress. Sana spent a number of formative years at the University of Barleth, on the core world of Barleth, which is in the system Barleth. I don't know if that's actually true, but I just wanted to say Barleth again. There, she spent her days attending lectures, studying, and getting into trouble with her girlfriend, Chelly Lana Aphra. Sana was actually the only person to ever have a truly monogamous relationship with Dr. Aphra, which is understandable. Who among us hasn't been a little freaked out about jumping into the committed relationship? Not me, of course, but other people, probably. Anyway, Sana and Aphra actually met in an archaeology class. Sana, a traditionally good student who was in class listening to her professor drone on about ancient peoples, heard a tapping at a nearby window. It was Aphra, late for class as the norm, and not wanting to make a scene, was trying to sneak in unnoticed. But Aphra was caught sneaking in, and she began to argue with the professor about the potential value of an archaeological dig at a university library on a nearby moon. The professor called Aphra crazy, which, again, understandably. But Sana stepped in and used some facts to shut the professor down, and thus began the love affair between Sana Staros and Dr. Chelly Aphra. At least for a time. Nothing makes a person re-examine their life priorities like being a jilted lover. I don't suggest you try it. It sucks. But after Aphra absconded with Sana's sensitive heart, the Nar Shaddaa natives spent some serious time wallowing and drinking, and listening to the Star Wars version of meatloaf, which they call protein bread, which just sounds delicious. And as much as I love feasting on the power ballads of the Bat Out of Hell, there's just only so much heartbreak a person's ears can take before they need to get up and wash off the sorrow and their own filth. And that's what Sana did. She jumped in her ship, the Volt Cobra, and toured the galaxy. She rubbed elbows with only the most noteworthy scoundrels. She hobnobbed with the likes of Crimson Dawn, spent time on the smuggler's moon of Takodana, played sabacc against the dashing Lando Calrissian, and even hopped a ride with the most notorious of them all, Han Solo and Chewbacca. Now, Sana and Solo became pretty good drinking buddies. It seemed like every time they ran into each other, the hijinks they'd get into tended to escalate. One time, on a dare, they kidnapped the leader of the Parappa cartel, Parappa the Rappa. Another time, Sana dared Han that he couldn't replace Jabba the Hutt with a convincing nerf. See, Jabba was off-world promoting one of his newest musical talents at a nightclub. Han told Sana that a nerf could run Jabba's empire better than the Hutt. Sana responded, yeah, but for how much? Thus, the plan was hatched. It actually worked for a little while, too. Jabba's major domo was just recovering from laser eye surgery and couldn't tell the difference between the Hutt and his new nerf overlord. Needless to say, Jabba was displeased. It should go without saying that none of this was done sober. Han loved the sauce, but Sana was still getting over Aphra. Chewbacca, ever the upstanding Boy Scout, just tried to watch over the two humans and make sure they didn't get in over their heads. Obviously, Chewie couldn't stop them all the time. There was one night that Han bet Sana that she couldn't trick a Jawa out of his cloak. Sana, not wanting to ever lose to Han for any reason, was actually successful. She convinced a very inebriated Jawa that she and Han were newlyweds, and that the only thing that she wanted as a gift was the robe of the Jawa. Obviously, this is a bad idea, because seeing a Jawa without a robe is like staring into the face of Satan's nightmares. But Chewbacca was working on the Falcon and was not there to intervene. Thus, the running joke that Sana and Han were married began. Because this is a kid's show, I won't go into the details. Just know that things got dark. Like, really dark. So dark that Lord Bane himself would have said, "Damn, that's dark." Working with Solo, Sana began to develop a soft spot for the rebellion. She would never outright join. She was too much of a businesswoman for that. She was too savvy. But when the rebel leaders needed help, Sana would extend her services. For a fee, of course. I mean, she's not crazy. Sana's story isn't over. Not yet. We know she did work for the rebels and notorious cartels like the droid Gatra. She smuggled, she bounty hunted, she lived. How her story will play out in canon is anyone's guess, but for now, we can say with absolute certainty that Sana Starros is not a woman to be messed with. Or to go drinking with, for that matter. Well, that's it for me today. Stay tuned next week for more Storytime with Uncle Thad on the Escape Podcast for Kids. Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
You're listening to the Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to talk gear updates.
All right.
Yes,
so you wanted to take this, so go ahead.
Oh, I'm taking this because gear has been a bugbear of mine for the last 12 months, because it was 13 months ago when they announced changes, and they didn't give them to us when they promised they would, in the manner that they said that they were going to give it to us. So I'm curious to know what they're saying in this road ahead, because let's be honest, the state of that Gearlaxy that they gave us 13 months ago sounded great, but they never put it into practice. So
the only person we can blame is Doja, right?
No, we're not blaming Doja.
always
I'm not blaming Doja. It's Finn. It's always Finn. Finn said something, to somebody at CG, and they're like, right, screw you, Finn. That's it. We're screwing the entire community over. Everybody doesn't blame. People. You don't blame Finn for no reason. All right.
So, anyway, let's get into it.
Gear updates. As we enter our 7th year, we continue to be committed to bringing new and exciting experiences like the territory battle to you. And we are also committed to ensuring that our new, returning and existing players are able to access all the game has to offer. With that in mind, we're announcing significant... So there we go. So there's the key word right there.
Significant?
We're announcing,
Okay.
not implementing, not bringing to the game, announcing.
Well, let's see what they got.
Okay. We're announcing significant changes to a wide range of gear items, modeled after the character shard acceleration we did in 2020. Oh, right.
Original recipe and extra crispy.
The doubling, that's good. That's good. So at a high level, these changes will double the amount of most gear available to all players, and then adjust the salvager to limit impact on the relics. Obviously, there'd have to be an adjustment there. These changes are designed to be focused on accelerating gear and not dive into significantly changing relics for the moment. I get that, yeah. So let's walk through our major goals.
All right. So I saw somebody that said, don't let CG dupe you. Turn in all your stuff for relic material now. Let's see if this person was overreacting and being a freaking Chicken Little.
Okay, yeah, the goals. They're being very, very careful with their language here. You've got to take that in mind. That's why, they always put subject to change right at the end of a post. So goals, number 1, to help existing players get new characters up to speed and usable in high-level content. So as the game has grown, so has the difficulty and requirements for many events. Bringing a marquee character up to viability in a game where strong squads are often Relic 5+ is a longer road than when we first introduced marquees many years ago. These changes will help shorten that journey and get characters up to snuff so that you can feel confident in using them in a variety of modes sooner. This also benefits older Journey Guide events, where we want players to be able to complete those faster and then be more able to pursue exciting releases like Jabba the Hutt and Dr. Aphra.
Once again, Jabba the Hutt is the first GL. I guess they're pretty much leaning on that.
Yeah, that kind of confirmed it.
Just tangent alert. My opponent, my round 2 opponent, is I'd call them either a second or a third gen whale, because they don't have Jabba, but they've got all of Jabba's requirements relicked right now. Because I saw Bouche Leia at Relic 5, Black Croissant at Relic 5, and Cool Lando at Relic 5 as a 3-man team. And I'm looking at that thinking, you're going for Jabba. Interesting. So, so that's going to be an interesting match. Okay, so let's go. So, 2, to help newer players catch up. New players have 7 years of releases and content to catch up on. While we will ensure long-term progress of our oldest players is still valuable and respected, newer players need to be able to pursue top-tier characters early on in their experience. Just as for existing players, new players need to be able to unlock Journey Guide characters more quickly, which means they need enough early gear to work on multiple squads at once and allow early players to explore their favorite characters. They also need to be able to reach the relic system swiftly and begin to be competitive. So that does make sense. They want that. Plus, it helps with the next generation of spenders as well.
I like what they're saying.
They want their money to be, they want to be able to bring people in that encourage spending, and if you can get better value for, better bang for your buck, then it'll help with the retention of the newer generation coming through. Okay, let's get into the details. Here we go. All gear items below Gear 12, this excludes Mark 12 Armor Tech and Mark 12 Circa items, the suite of purple items only used in Gear 12 recipes, and injectors in addition to Chirotechs will see their quantities doubled on most nodes, events, shipments, bundles, and packs. That's one of the things we've been calling for.
I've
said it, but I've said, you look at like assault battles and all those events, all that purple gear, just double it. It should have been phase 1, but hey, I'm happy to see it in phase 2.
Chirotechs, though.
Yeah, Chirotechs. Yeah, we know that. There are always exceptions, and Kairos are going to be, Kairos are that exception.
They used to be the finisher. They used to be part of the finisher.
It used to be just the finisher, yeah. But then they started bringing in a bunch of characters, and I mean, God, we all know. What was it? Was it 2,000? 2,000 Kairos required just to do the Bad Batch?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying Kyrotechs, if they're putting them in lower levels, if they're in low gear recipes lower than 12,
yeah, well,
they should be doubled. I'm sorry.
I will. I mean, to be honest with you, one of the things I think I would I would split the difference. Next time I speak to Crumb, I'm going to argue with him. Split the difference. You won't double it. Put them on an 8. Like Carbantes. You could get Carbantes on the 8 nodes.
Yeah.
Split the difference. Put Kairos on. Put Kairos on a cheaper node.
Put them on the 8 or get back the 8. Which would you want? Put Kairos on an 8 or get the 8 Sims?
Oh, I'd prefer the. Oh no, I'd still prefer the 8 Sims.
Okay,
I'd still prefer the 8. But yeah.
So here's where it's
either remove the Kairos or. But anyway.
Here's where it changes. Yes.
So all PvE nodes, light side, dark side, fleet, raid rewards, mythic of so everything, assault battles to everything. So that's just double it. That's what we've been saying needs to happen. It's going to happen, obviously, with those exceptions. Note, these are in addition and reflected in the updated territory battle rewards for both Hoth and Geonosians as detailed above. Grand Arena Championship, the prize chests will have increased quantities of only the targeted items. Territory Wars, again, only the targeted items. Galactic Challenges, Conquest End Crate and Milestone prizes. Old Journey Guide events that award gear, such as JKL and JKR. Quests, achievements, quantities available in most shipments. That's going to be a good one as well. So, you go to your shard store and you only see them as 5s. It's going to be double the amount for the same price. That's good. So you'll see stun guns in there, and you'll be like, instead of 5, you're getting 10. So I
hope
like
so.
that.
Well, no. I doubt you're going to get Kyrotechs at double.
No, I'm not saying Kairos, but stun guns, stun cuffs, those
bounties,
things that you still need multiples of. I mean, we didn't call him General we didn't call GK General Carbanti for nothing.
Apple Cam Med Packs. I hate those things too.
Does not include Conquest store stuff, which is understandable.
Yeah. Okay.
But
any packs
next,
and bundles with targeted items. Here we go. Hyperdrive bundle will be half price permanently once this update goes live. Called it. The amount of gear will remain the same. Excluding the Hyperdrive bundle, all packs and bundles will reward twice the amount of items for the same price. That's good. So when they do the 50/50s, when they do the 50/50 packs,
it's now 50/100.
Oh, it's going to be 50. Well, except for the Kairos, it's going to be 50/100. That is sweet. That is sweet. A 50/50, but 50 and 100.
Get a piece or you get 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get a piece, or you get 1 piece, or you get 2. I like that. So, I say, okay, so the Hyperdrive bundle permanently at half price. Yeah. I mean, it was excellent value at 100. It's even better value at 50.
Well, it's a better value at. No, I disagree. Unless you're doing it right from the get-go.
It's a beginner pack.
It's a beginner pack.
I say the 50%. I called that. The second half of it was that they'll introduce a Hyperdrive bundle for the intermediate level.
They've gone plaid.
The same thing. Yeah, it'll go plaid. They'll do the same thing for the Hyperdrive bundle, but for intermediate. So they'll take the other half of the characters. And they'll do, those to AE and so people can do a $50 bonus, maybe have a little play, or maybe just go straight for a second Hyperdrive bundle. I expect to see Hyperdrive bundle version 2 for $100 sometime next year.
They say that. So I'm wondering, are they going to then make the Hyperdrive bundle $25 next year, half off?
No, they'll just leave it. That's it for the Hyperdrive bundle. They'll reduce it to 50, and that's it. That's just that pack. That's going to be, permanently available at that price. That's why I think they'll bring in a second hyperdrive bundle in next year, because there's enough characters to do it with now. So
what has not
adjusted?
Changed? Yeah.
So let's see what's not adjusted by these changes. Gear challenges will remain unchanged. Okay. Oh, yeah, no. Well, that's not going to change because they'd already changed that in phase 1.
Right.
Daily activities, gear. Yep, that was included in phase 1. Any places that reward Gear 12 only items and injector items are unchanged. Okay.
So the raid, the Sith raid and the and challenge.
Yeah,
tier.
And then there's a list of gear not affected by these changes.
It's simply also said.
Yeah.
The Gear 12 stuff.
Yeah, the Gear 12 stuff. Yeah.
All right. Oh,
yeah.
There's other changes, Neil.
Okay, other changes. Gear acceleration items will have their salvager conversion to relic materials reduced by 50%. That is going to be really, really useful because, all of these new people coming in have got more characters to relic, yet they're not, they just don't have the salvage.
Right.
So, veteran players 2 years ago were having trouble with salvage. They were having to spend crystals. So I think that's, reducing that by 50% is good. Conquest currency prices for these gear items are not changed, though. So the shipment prices for the goods, obviously, that's reduced by 50% as well. So that's good. I'm sure one of the first questions many of you are asking after reading this is, when are all these changes happening? While there may be further changes to gear in the future, well, of course, because we need phase 3. Don't you hold? Excuse me. You said State of the Galaxy 13 months ago, 3 phases. I'm looking at this and I'm classing this as just phase 2. So we should be getting a phase 3. Where there may be further changes to gear in the future as we closely monitor the impact. All of these changes will be released alongside the new territory battle in December. So that's going to be
December officially.
It's going to be in or about middle of December, I reckon, around about 15th of December.
All right.
I
just want to mention one thing. Gear acceleration items will have their salvager conversion to relic materials reduced by 50%. Which means that it's doubling. It's doing essentially when they doubled the drops and they increased shard shop currency by 2 or by double. They're doing that to the
salvage.
To the salvager.
So you get more gear, but the relic stays the same. Your relic grind stays the same.
Yeah, and that's what Sam Account X is saying, doubling the drop rate and having the salvage value to keep the relic salvage neutral, which I can agree with this. So, all right.
Okay. Getting to Gear 10, between Gear 10 and Gear 12 will be a smoother experience, and your characters will be up and running faster than ever. Well, no. They'll be up and running twice as fast. That's it. They've doubled it, so you could only argue that it's going to be increased twice as fast because it's doubled. That's it. So all you're doing is cutting the time
semantics.
in half.
You're going semantics here.
Okay, we will monitor the effects of these gear changes very closely to ensure that they have the effect we intended and make future changes as needed. We hope you're excited for these changes and you feel the impact in your day-to-day experience. I was excited after State of the Galaxy 13 months ago.
So get it in already, which they will next month.
People, we were excited when they said it before, and then they didn't implement it, and they left us hanging for 6 months. Even people asking questions at Celebration last year, they left us hanging for 7 months before they said anything. So getting this news is great. Their goals are great, but just like what they said that they were going to give us at the State of the Galaxy and then didn't, let's not get ahead of ourselves on this. They might change their mind. They might not implement it for 6. There's who's no. They say that they're going to implement this the same time as the territory battles. Let's see what and which of the goals actually get implemented. I'd love to see all of this in December. That's going to be great. But Wolf says this should have been 7. Yeah, there was a 7-month delay in them completing phase 1. So the fact that they're telling us this now and they're implementing it next month is only going to put people in their, everyone's good graces, providing that, they implement it next month and stick with it, All right. So we'll just have to wait and see on that.
I'm excited to do this next one because Neil, when we had Crumb on to talk about the puzzle, we guessed who the other 3 marquees were going to be.
Yeah.
If you rewind, I nailed it.
Yeah, you called all of them. Every single one of the marquees, you called every single one of them. I got it right with Starkiller. You got it right with Doc Aphra.
Because Hondo and Aphra are 2 of my ultimately favorite characters. So this time around, I'm actually excited. I just wish I could get this excited about Conquest.
Yeah.
Dr. Aphra and Sanastaros. She's going to be the final marquee in Dr. Aphra's Legacy event. She'll be coming soon with a release to the countdown to the event will begin. Patterned after the Starkiller Legacy event, this will require you to have everybody at Relic 5. And also, like the Starkiller event, Dr. Aphra's event will be available permanently.
Yep.
Information on Sanastaros is forthcoming, but we thought we'd give you a sneak peek at what Dr. Aphra will be bringing to the table. Originally designed to work exceptionally well in Grand Arenas alongside BT and Trips, as well as the upcoming territory battle, her dark side alignment, she's not going to be neutral, and scoundrel synergy, that will be with Hondo, gives her flexibility on being used in either dark side or mixed path battles. Dr. Aphra's affinity for droids will see her reviving a selection of them mid-combat, as well as summoning a hacked separatist droid commando to her side for the battle.
Is it who I think it is?
Nice. A summon.
No, it will not. A commando droid. Mr. Nice. Bones was a B1. Mr. Bones, you would have to get Snap Wexley in the game before you get Mr. Bones.
And what's a commando droid? What do those look like?
Those are the black ones in the dark side or light side territory battles.
Oh, okay.
Those are the black commando droids.
Okay.
They're more sleeker. They have more of a face than a beak, like the B ones.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Her Omicrons are designed to work in 5v5. It's worth noting that 2 key members of her squad, BT1 and Trips, have 3v3 Grand Arenas Omicrons. You'll notice that these 3 characters will form the core of any Grand Arena team involving any of them, as Dr. Aphra and her droids are often working together in their comic book appearances. And then user interface and experience improvements to territory battles. Okay. I'm going to take this quite seriously here. In addition, we're looking to improve the readability and aspects of the new territory battle. Here are some of the highlights, but not limited to what we're looking to do. This will also retroactively be applied to earlier TBs. They're going to do a graphic update to the activity log to help guilds see important mission updates and where guild members have contributed. You're screwed, Bones.
I was just going to say I'm screwed. You might as well just kick me out now.
Updated text strings in the activity log for territory battles, new color coding for easier parsing, graphical update to all TB icons for CMs, deploys, and platoons. Icons now show if there are any actions players can take for that mission. Added a new icon to the top layer of the map that shows which zone character shards can be earned by guilds. Added better progress bars to help show guilds what milestone they have achieved and how many points remain until they unlock their next milestone. I guess, is it going to say, instead of saying such and such of this, is it going to say 25 million to the next star or something like that? That's my guess. New updated character tiles for deploy and platoon missions. Maybe they'll actually have the name under them, and you can finally figure out which one's Poggle and which one's Sunfek. New info screen. I remember in the original territory battles when you had to press and hold to figure out which bug it was that you had to deploy. New info screen showing what bonuses guilds will unlock for each completed level of a platoon mission. We'll see how that is.
Yeah.
And finally, thanks for reading. However long you've been with us over the course of 7 years, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. We look forward to building upon everything fans know and love about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and it's because of you that we get the opportunity to continue that journey. Until next time, see you on the holotables. Nothing in there with the exception of the things that obviously have not been released and they're still balancing. Nothing on that says subject to change, Neil.
Yeah, subject to change.
Nothing on that says subject to change.
Never forget, everything is subject to change.
But I don't see it on this one, with the exception of them saying, the territory battle heroes.
It's not at the bottom, it's at the top. It was at the subject, the line subject to change is in the post, but it's close towards the top.
No.
It is.
It's just the territory battles. What I'm focusing on is the gear information. That's not subject to change. It's happening.
They sound pretty confident all this is gonna be out in December. They know that they know that we're gonna be on their butt if they, after this last Gearlaxy thing.
We were on their butt after State of the Gearlaxy in January, February, March, and April of this year, and it didn't make any difference. So we bugged them at Celebration. It didn't make any difference. Bugging them doesn't.
They wouldn't say December because they know that. So if they must be pretty confident to be able to say they're going to do it in December, or they wouldn't say December. They would just say coming soon or something.
I am going to say that, if any of the gear stuff changes, I'll be selling pitchforks in Oakland, okay?
It's exciting if it happens.
So the road ahead, November 2022, now that we've seen it, now that we've read it, what are your thoughts, Neil?
Great for, the territory battles for the end game. The gear stuff is for the intermediate to beginner. That's not to say that veterans aren't going to be able to take advantage of this. I'm a veteran, but I'm free to play, so free to play veterans will definitely be able to take advantage of this because I have boatloads of characters that are around 8, 9, 10, and I look at them and think I'd like to take them to 12 so that they're placeholdered, ready to take to Relic if I need to take them to Relic. But I can't afford the gear because I need to do a bunch of other stuff. So we'll see. If they do as they say they're going to do and they implement this the same time as the territory battle, great. There's going to be a boatload of characters that I have at gear 8 and 9 that I will happily take to gear 12 faster, twice as fast. And then, like I said, I'd rather have characters placeholding at gear 12 because it's not so much of a hump to go from 12 to 13. So, you can finish off those squads. Because I have lots of squads with, a couple of relics and maybe some gear 12s or a couple of relics and maybe some gear 11s. It'd be nice to placehold every single one of those purple geared characters at gear 12 in preparation to take the 13 and relic up.
I'm excited. More gold in my roster. I'll take it. I'm excited. I called it dead on with Son of Staros. That was a moonshot by me, by the way. I was like, I would love to see Dr. Aphra's love interest be in the game. So I'm going to say Sana.
Yeah.
By the way,
I think that in the hyperdrive bundle as well, I think that is good. That's good value for the. That's definitely good for the early game community. The hyperdrive bundle is at half price. It's very, very good for the early game community.
I am going to, for a moment, recognize somebody who we haven't seen in almost a year and a half. Biscuit Weasel is in chat.
Bisweeze!
We are absolutely excited to see Biscuit Weasel coming back around the Escape Pod cast. We need to catch up, Biscuit. We definitely need to catch up. So,
right.
I mean,
we did. We made it. We got to the end. At least we still got a Patreon's choice.
Yep. Let's get to it. We'll be right back after these messages right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Are you like us and play more than one mobile game? Well, we have good news. The Escape Podcast has expanded its lineup.
There's the flagship Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes show every first and third Friday with Paul Anthony and the Nat.
And the Marvel Strike Force show on the second and fourth Fridays with Flair, Kyle, and Nick.
Join our Discord to stay up to date with these and our additional shows produced under the Nerdy Network flag.
Everything happens live on the Escape Pod cast Twitch channel, or you can catch up on what you missed on our YouTube channel or your favorite podcast app.
Thanks for listening to the Escape Pod cast. Be nice to each other, damn it.
Dickie's House of Dickie, this is Dickie.
Dickie, we have a problem.
Oh, hey, what's up, Paul?
Look, I'm not sure what's going on with your segment, but it's affecting the whole show. You need to get control of this.
Yeah, I know, we're having issues over here, too.
Issues? Thaddeus is now addicted to the smell of chloroform. Bob is speaking in tongues. I walked into the cafeteria the other day, and Neil was drinking coffee. Coffee! Dickie, I asked if we were out of tea, and he said no. He wanted a cup of coffee.
Ooh, that is pretty disturbing.
So, what are we going to do about this?
Well, I'm sorry. I really have no clue what's happening here. We're victims, too.
And you have no clue who could be doing this.
I mean, I have theories. I mean, surely we've met our fair share of scoundrels and homicidal droids over the past year, and well, I hate to even mention this, but I had Yarmo run some tests on Noob and found a strange file that Yarmo said was just sitting there like it wanted to be found.
Do not click on that.
I think if we want to get to the bottom of this, we have to. It's called HotObosks. Does that mean anything to you?
Bosk? You think someone has sent Bosk after us?
No, I don't think so. It's spelled BOSX.
Wait. So HOTOBOSK?
No. SX.
8 letters.
That's correct.
Starts with an H.
Uh-huh.
Ends with an X.
Oh, wait, I see where you're going with this. You think we have like a Ghost in the Machine type situation?
Maybe, but didn't you also run into another version in the multiverse? Could you have opened a door you possibly shouldn't have? If it's him, we have to click.
All right, well, I had Yarmo put on this USB key, so rather than fry my laptop the noob, I guess. It seems to be calling out. It's asking me, do we want to admit mysterious stalker to the call? I guess. Here goes nothing.
Remember, the 5th of November, the Gungan treason and plot. I see no reason the Gungan treason should ever be forgot. The only verdict is grappling the governors. Grievous is gone. Gungan gunfire granted him guidance to the Great Gorge, yet glory is not granted to the Guardians. Grit, a gift granted to a grifter from a game from a generation gone. A Guardian was given guise over a group, granting gate to gesture with gusto. A gambling gonk, grown from the genius of geeks, and not gems of the galaxy of Gorge. Grains growing gainfully while ghosts of glory remain gilded in the ground. Our day will come. There is no death, only sacrifice.
Is that it? It's over? Well, that was pretty creepy.
Well, that was not very nice.
Wait, you're not a recording, so this is live?
No, this is a recording.
Okay, whatever. What's with all this cryptic stuff, dude? If you have a beef, just come at it straight. I can't help you if I don't know what you want. Besides, the QR code that led you to the Lake City, the Gungan treason, I know it's you, Jar Jar.
Jar Jar. It's always Jar Jar with you people. He is the reason no one takes the Gungans seriously. We banished him, and he still haunts us. I mean, seriously, we defeat the Separatists over and over again. They 3 full squads, but we can't get a single one because of Jar Jar Binks.
So, you're not Jar Jar?
No. We have one of the coolest armies, with giant boombas, glowing shields, catapults, foombas, Falumbup sets, bombard shields, not one single Gungan in the game. Yet we get a full team of weird flying bugs who did nothing but get slaughtered in battle. I defeated Grievous in battle.
Oh, wait, you're that general guy. Oh, what's his name? Paul, help me out.
Is it Goose?
That's it, Goose Marbles.
My name is a Ruse. Ruse Tarples. I died one of the most heroic deaths in all of Star Wars, sacrificing myself to save the Naboo, and no one even remembers my name. The dum-dum who sat 20 feet away and watched it happen with a goofy expression on his face. Everyone remembers Jar Jar Binks.
Look, man, I'll admit you make a pretty solid case, and those boomers are really cool. But really, why us? What can we do for you, Goose?
It's a ruse. Misa watched all these characters are coming to the game. Characters who's barely known. And no, still, not a single Gungan in this game. Misa be caring about me soldiers and wants to be seeing them. It respect that Lisa deserving.
But again, why us?
Well, Misa seen what you did for Hondo. And Misa think you should help out the Gungans.
Count me out. I just got out of a long-term relationship with a cause I thought I'd never win, and I'd like to enjoy the spoils of that.
Well, I'm not sure what power I really have here, but me and Noob do kind of need something new to do. I'll tell you what. If Noob and I agree to find out who decides what characters make it to the games and bring you to him, do you agree to stop messing with our ships?
If you're helping the Gungans, Misa beings most grateful. Oh, no. I'm not setting off on another wild goose chase.
Whoa, don't say goose, Noob. That kind of triggers them.
Oh, and another thing. Did you think they're going to have an episode without me? Huh? My name is in the title.
Of course not, Noob. Here you are. Yay!
Uh-huh. I'm not getting out of this, am I?
Nope.
Fine, let's find out who picks the characters that get into the game. But this had better not lead us into another season finale showdown with Mickey frickin' Mouse. I mean, whatever his name was. It's already been done.
You're listening to the Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gents. We got through the road ahead, and we didn't eat into Patreon's choice. Let's see if it was worth it. Paul, do we have any interesting questions?
We got a few. We're gonna start out with
a few. Good.
We're gonna start out with 3 of Zaz's, and then we're gonna mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Number 1, top 3 movies that contain a giant.
Top 3 movies that contain a giant. Okay.
I'm gonna say A View to a Kill, Jaws.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to say, let's go with James and the Giant Peach. It was the Giant Peach. And The Princess Bride, because it contained Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant. I was about to say, yeah, that was going to be one of mine. The Princess Bride was going to be one of mine because it's actually got someone called Andre the Giant.
There you go. You got one. Go ahead.
I've got one. I will go. I will go with the Jack Black Gulliver's Tales because because Jack Black makes it a funny version as opposed to the more just family orientated versions that have come out before. Jack Black does have the ability to just make it hilarious. I thought that was quite good. And then I'll go with Jack the Giant Slayer, which was just a take on Jack and the Beanstalk.
All right, Bob, you got any others to add?
Iron Giant. I mean, if you're
Looks better than the animated.
Yep. I mean, Godzilla's a giant. So
there you go.
Godzilla,
sure.
You know, I can't think of anything else.
Come on, be specific. Which Godzilla movie? There's like hundreds of them.
Yes.
I'm a sucker for the old ones. I love them all. I love when Gamera's in them because I love a good spinning turtle. But I like the new ones kind of. I really liked King Kong versus Godzilla. The other ones were okay, but I like King Kong versus.
Oh no, it was a good popcorn movie. I mean, it's not going to win Oscars. It's not spectacular. It's a good popcorn movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So, Bob, are you aware of Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Oh yeah, I love that.
You've watched the Gamera ones?
I have, but it's been since I was a kid, probably. Yeah, I wouldn't remember it much, but I used to watch him. I mean, that's how I got to know Godzilla as a kid because I watched him through that first.
Top 3 movies containing dogs.
Oh goodness. Turner and Hooch.
Okay. Thank you, Dickie Darkside, for the subscription.
Best in Show. Have you watched that?
Yes, nice.
Love that. Love that movie.
From the same people, A Mighty Wind. Yes.
Yes, I love that guy. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of good ones. I can't think of right now. I'll just pass on. Those two are my favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna go Kick-Ass 2.
Okay.
Got a dog in it.
Yes, it does.
Lincoln Schwanz. There's a dog on your balls. So that's a good movie with a dog in it.
Yep.
Okay. Dude, Where's My Car?
I don't remember the dog from that.
I don't remember.
When they go and meet their stoner friend, and the dog's got his own pipe. And
I remember.
I don't remember that.
And he tries to take the pipe on him, and then the dog gets like, "Don't touch his pipe." He gets very protective of it. So, dude, where's my car? And I'll go with. Let's see. Let's go with. I thought Cats and Dogs was quite amusing.
Okay,
I did laugh at that the first time I watched it. Because I watched that with my. Oh yeah, no, I'm going with the first time chat. John Wick. It's got dog in it.
I was gonna say that. That's my third.
John Wick. It's got dog in it.
LMNOP. By the way, awesome screen name. Yes, did say John Wick. All right, so mine is going to be The Secret Life of Pets.
Okay. I like that.
Whatever that Scooby-Doo movie with Matthew Lillard was. And
Scooby-Doo.
And the
that Scooby-Doo movie was. It was a Scooby-Doo.
Well, there were other Scooby-Doo movies. I thought like there were other ones. Anyway.
Okay.
Not the animated ones. Those didn't have Matthew Lillard. And then the best dog in the world, the dog from
Clifford.
Up. No, Up. Doug.
Oh. There's a lot of good ones.
I am your friend. Squirrel.
You have to do the dragon one, just so you know.
All right. Top 3 Daniel Radcliffe movies.
That's a tough one.
All
I know is Harry Potter.
Lost City. Definitely.
That's a great movie.
Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And I'm going to say Harry Potter 7 Part 1. Because that had the best ending.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say the last 3 Harry Potter movies because there's not another movie that he's been in that I can think, yeah, I really enjoyed that movie because it had Daniel Radcliffe there. There's not.
Oh, you definitely you have to watch Lost City because he plays an excellent villain.
And I'm guessing he kicked ass in Weird Al, but I didn't watch it yet. So I'm guessing he's good at it. Harry Potter 3, Prisoner of Azkaban. The one where he's a dead body. You know what I'm talking? It was like Swiss Army something.
Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. Weird. I don't even know if it was good, but it's the only other one I can think of. And I'll agree with Velocity. That was really good.
All right. No, not Sin City's ass. All right. So we're going to skip. Somebody named Kyle Preston asked top 3 Star Wars helmets or masks. Phasma. Zori Bliss, and I'm going to say Sabine.
Nev, let's hear it.
Vader, Boba, Mando.
Okay.
Yeah, Boba, who was like the bodyguard of Saw Gerrera in Rogue One. He had that, like the tubes coming out of his mouth, or you know what I mean?
2 tubes.
2 tubes.
2 tubes.
His name is 2 Tubes.
I didn't know that. I love that. And the Scout Trooper helmet.
All right. Waffle House, IHOP, or Denny's. I'm going to say, depending on where you are in the country, if it's anywhere that there's not a Bob Evans, it's IHOP. Otherwise, it's Bob Evans.
IHOP all day.
What do you got, Nev?
None of them.
None of them. Okay.
I've never eaten in any of them. I've never felt the desire to eat in any of them. The menus at those just don't interest me.
You don't like breakfast food?
No, I like breakfast food. I just don't go to those locations for breakfast food. I go to a restaurant that does everything, and I order from the breakfast menu.
Okay, check out Bob Evans. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a recommendation. You have homework to go to a Bob Evans because I know there's some around you.
There's none in Illinois. I've never seen one in Illinois.
All right. So we're going to jump back to Zaz's here. Top 3 Matt Damon movies.
Matt Damon. Okay. Well, then Team America.
I was going to say, can we say Team America?
Team America. No. I'll go with Good Will Hunting. I'm going with all his early stuff. Good Will Hunting, Dogma, and the trilogy.
The Bourne trilogy.
So Dogma, you definitely, you're absolutely correct on Dogma. I'm going to also say Ocean's 11, or the Ocean's series that he's in.
13.
Well, he was in 1 and 2, or he was in 11.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't in 11. And
yes, he was.
You sure?
Yes.
I thought he was just in 13.
No. And The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Nah.
Stuck on You.
Oh God!
Yes,
great.
Yes,
that was
hilarious. That was very, very. Yeah, but you got to remember that was funny because it also had Greg Kinnear in it.
Yeah,
you know? And Greg Kinnear, even though he's not your stereotypical funny guy, he does have very, very good comedic timing.
But the guy who made it and wrote it is Something About Mary, Kingpin.
The Farrelly brothers?
Yeah, they made that movie.
Oh, It was the Farrelly. I didn't realize.
Yeah, Stuck on You was Farrelly brothers.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize. As soon as you said there's Something About Mary, I'm like, that's the Farrelly brothers. I didn't realize they did them both.
And those guys are legends when it comes to comedy.
Oh yes, Scotty doesn't know.
I love that. I love them dudes. So that The Departed and Thor Ragnarok.
Matt Damon in Thor Ragnarok and in the Love and Thunder is hilarious.
Zaz, future question for you: top 3 cameos, because we've been talking about cameos. When you said 3 movies with a dog in, I came up with 3 movies where the dog was pretty much just the cameo.
We Bought a Zoo. I swear to God, if you would have said that, I would have turned you off, Bob.
I never watched that. Sorry.
All right. Salacious Dumber says, which is more annoying, that R2 doesn't recognize Obi-Wan or Obi-Wan doesn't recognize R2 in A New Hope, now that we know their backstory?
Did R2...
The Obi-Wan doesn't know, because R2 has a legitimate reason, because he had his memory wiped.
Yeah, his mind was wiped. So I agree.
But Obi-Wan, I don't remember owning a droid. I know he didn't own a droid, but damn it.
But he could have hit his dementia stage by then. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Forced dementia. It's like he's doing Jedi mind tricks on himself. I don't remember owning a droid. As soon as he says that, it's like, oh my God, I don't remember owning a droid.
Darknar, Darknar is very droidist. He says all astromechs look the same.
All astromechs look the same, yeah.
All right. Dickie Darkside asks, World Cup, who's winning and why is it Canada?
It's not going to be Canada. You're not even going to make it to the knockout stages, dude. I'm
calling Germany.
My 3 picks. My 3 picks would be.
You get one.
My 3.
Who's winning? Not give me top 3 winners. It's who's winning.
Well, England's going to win it then. Of course.
I'm saying Germany.
England.
Bob,
go Chiefs.
What?
I don't watch soccer. I'm sorry.
What country is going to win it?
Just say Argentina.
The Netherlands.
Repeat after me. Okay. Argentina.
Netherlands. There, he's putting his hat in the Netherlands basket.
Watch him win too.
All right.
Anybody that says France doesn't understand the World Cup curse.
Top 3 movies containing a dragon. Last question.
Yes. Go ahead.
How to Train Your Dragon. Reign of Fire. And Pete's Dragon.
Okay. Bob?
Dragonheart, Shang-Chi, Ray of the Last Dragon, and even though this isn't a movie, House of the Dragon.
Oh my gosh. You guys totally skipped over The Hobbit, Smaug.
That movie was terrible, though. Smaug's awesome.
You totally skipped over Willow. And whatever one, the dragon falls in love with Donkey and Shrek.
Oh, Shrek. That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shrek's a good one.
Well, I'll give you that one.
You're a lady dragon.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And can we also say Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee?
Not with titles, not titles, but
all right. Bob, what you got coming up on on your channel?
So we've been pretty consistent. Grand Arena for SWGOH. That's all I really do with that. Marvel Strike Force, my new account. I started over with everyone here in TEPc, the community. We got a guild going and everything.
We do.
So I'm doing that, and then Fallout, hopefully with you, and Star Wars Galaxies, the MMO. Come play with me, somebody. For God's sakes, play with me.
Neil, what have we got coming up? Are we?
Well, hopefully, we've got some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.0 coming up.
We could look into that, definitely.
But put it this way. I mean, I got into it with the other day with Ran B on his channel. So he was streaming it on his channel while we were playing, and then I suggested, well, why don't all four of us stream on our channels at the same time the next time we play together? Because everybody that was playing in our group of four has Twitch channels that they can stream on, and I thought it would be amusing if all four of us streamed at the same time rather than just one channel. So hopefully we'll do some TEPc quads or some trios or some duos.
Yeah.
Because there's some the duo, the trio, and the quads. They're all part of the free. They're all part of the free game. So I'd very much like to. I need to find other people that suck at that game so that I don't look as bad. Because when I'm playing with Rand and Ninja and Pew Pew, you can quite clearly tell that I suck because I'm always the first person to die, and then they have to run around and collect $4,000 to revive me.
That's what I do in life. Make people look better, man. So I'll play with you. I got to download it tonight, but I'll play. Just let me know when you're playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it on battle.net.
Yeah, make sure.
Just to everybody out there, trust me, do it on battle.net and don't do it on Steam. It is still glitchy as hell on Steam. The game won't close and it crashes on Steam. It doesn't do that with battle.net. Don't ask me why, but it just doesn't. Plus, it's much, much easier to find your friends when you're in-game trying to make a party with battle.net than it is with Steam. So that would be my recommendation. Do it on battle.net. Don't do it on Steam.
There we go. Next week, for the next 2 weeks, there's going to, until we meet again, 3 weeks. It's going to be 3 weeks until we're back with this Galaxy of Heroes show. Because we're off next week. And we're trading Fridays with the MSF crew for the month of December because of my work meeting that I have on the 16th. But nonetheless, Vault 37 should, I know I say this every single week, it should be back operating this coming months because it's the slow season for meetings, and I'll have time. So
can't wait, man. Can't wait to see you up on there again.
All right. Anything we missed, Bob?
Nope. You guys killed it. You read perfectly. Keep it up.
Neil, any final words before I go into the close?
No, we're good to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for all your support. Thank you for being here and listening, watching the live recordings. Everybody that's a part of this, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You are what I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving. And I just have one thing to ask of all of you. Be nice to each other, damn it. Neil?
Push the button.
Don't mind if I do.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.